Hi, Polly here with Cut at Home. Today we're going to make a couple cards using Spellbinders, Blooms 1 dies, and a couple of Tim Holtz on the edge dies. We'll be using this die, which is scroll work, and we're also going to be using this die, which is distressed doily. I will be using my Sizzix Big Shot to cut with the die. I'm starting with a piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 5.5. These dies are perfect for 5.5 cards because this actual border piece that it cuts is 5.5. They also make plates that you can buy for these dies that make them a little bit easier to work with, so we'll be using those today. So you make your sandwich. It will be a plate, the die, and your cardstock, and you can line that up. Where it's going to cut. And then you'll have your top plate. And then I always just make sure that I have it even. And then you're just going to run it through your Big Shot. And it just cuts the edge for you. So now when I score this in the middle, the card will have a nice edge here. Just have to remove the cardstock here. So I'm going to repeat that for another piece of cardstock for the doily die. So I use my base, the die, the cardstock, and the plate. And run it through the machine. Yeah, and have a nice edge on this card. Just have to remove all the little pieces of paper. And then the same thing, I'm going to score that, and that'll be the edge of my card. So I removed all the little pieces, and here's how the edge looks. It's easier to see on this because there's white behind it. And next I'm going to show you the Blossoms 1 dies. Now I'm going to cut some flower petals out of the Blossoms 1 dies. I already had created this. You can make your own flower embellishments, which are really nice. All I did was cut 2 of the large 2 of the medium and 1 of the small. I inked the edges a little bit, added a brad for the middle, and added some ribbon. And I have my own embellishment that I made. So I'm also doing this card, so I'm going to want to make another flower embellishment for this card. So I'm using my Big Shot again, and I'm using the extended platform. So your sandwich will be your base plate, your dies, your paper, and your top plate. And you'll run that through the Big Shot. Always make sure that it cut all the way through, which it looks like it did. And then if you want to do the embossing, you'll use the mat, the rubber mat. So you have your base plate, your dies on the paper, the rubber mat, and then the black embossing plate. And your platform will be pulled open to 1. You'll place your sandwich on the platform and run it through the Big Shot again. And you'll have your first set of petals. And these ones are pretty easy to get out if you just pop the center. Seems like they come out pretty easy. Now you could also use your tool-in-one for this. And so you just layer them together. I'm going to cut probably 1 more of each, then layer them together. I'll probably ink the edges. And there you have it. Stop by at the Cut at Home blog and see my finished projects. Thank you. Till next time, happy scrapping.